So here's number 9. Line A passes through the points 2k plus 3, comma 4k minus 6, and negative 2, 16. Find the value of k if line A has a slope of 0. Well, this is near trivial. If this is a slope of 0, the line is horizontal, so this y-coordinate and this y-coordinate have to equal each other, so we can write the equation 4k minus 6 equals 16. So 4k equals 22, k equals 22 fourths, which reduces to 11 halves, and if we want decimal, that's a 5.5. So we'll go look at their solution. So without really saying it, they've actually started with the slope formula, and then they collect like terms, and they get this, and if a fraction equals 0, the numerator has to equal 0. That's the only way that can happen. So they eventually get to about the same equation I had and get to 5.5. So it makes me nervous that they use the slope formula here rather than solving it the way I did. So I'm thinking maybe they'll give you an actual slope on the real test. So I've made an alternate problem 9 where we actually have a non-zero slope. So it actually works better if we make this x2, y2, x1, y1. So slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we're going to go to the y2, so 4k minus 6 minus 16 all over 2k plus 3 minus a negative 2, so that makes it plus 2. And that fraction has to equal not 0, but 3. So I'm going to collect like terms first in my fraction. So 4k minus 22 divided by 2k plus 5 equals 3. I'm now going to multiply both sides by k plus 5, or 2k plus 5. So if I distribute the 3, I get 4k minus 22 equals 6k plus 15. So then if I subtract 4k from both sides, I'll get positive 2k on the right, and I subtract 15 from both sides, I get negative 37. So I get k equals negative 37 halves. So I'm going to show you a couple of calculator skills to go check that. So I want 2k plus 3 and 4k minus 6. So I'm going to go to a calculator page and put in the fraction negative 37 halves, break out of the fraction, control var, and above that is the stow key, which stands for store. So I'm going to store that in k. So then, going back and checking my expressions, 2k plus 3, 2k plus 3, and the fact that I got a bold letter there means there's something stored in k. So that's negative 34. Then 4k minus 6. So that's negative 80. So my 2 points are negative 34, negative 80, and then what was given to us in the problem, negative 216. So to check that the line going through those 2 points actually has a slope of 3, I'm going to add a list and spreadsheet page. I'm going to go tab to get to the top. Stop flickering. Then I'm going to make the x's in the first column. So that's going to be negative 34 and negative 2. Then go to the next column, hit tab to get up to the top. I'm going to say that's my y values, and that's negative 80 and 16. And then I'm going to add a data and statistics page. Click to add variable. I want the x's to be on the horizontal axis and the y's to be on the vertical. And I do have a positive slope there, so I'm going to go Menu, Analyze. I want regression and show linear regression. And I've verified that I do have a slope of 3 there. So that concludes this problem. And just to review before we do conclude, the problem as given on the practice was near trivial, but because of the way they did their solution, they used the slope formula, it leads me to believe that they might put on a line with a non-zero slope, so you might need a little bit more work. So that concludes this video.